Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What's happening, family? Welcome to another great episode here at the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your good friend, your homie, your whatever. No, I'm messing with you. Look, I truly appreciate for you all. I appreciate you all for tuning into another great show. The Arrington Gavin Show is a show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join yet another great conversation. On today's conversation, we're going to continue on discussing more well-known figures that are entering into the political space, running for office, something that we've seen, we see occur I wouldn't say on a regular basis, so it's not really foreign when, like, say, folks from Hollywood, and when I say folks from Hollywood, people in the public eye, whether they're actors, actresses, reality stars, athletes, you name it, just public figures, take a gamble and enter into politics, right? So we're going to talk about a few other folks that have done that. On the last show, I was finishing up discussing Spencer Pratt, a former reality star. The world came to know him from a hit show called The Hills, and so he had announced that he's running for LA mayor. I want to just slightly continue to share a little bit of that story. In addition to that, what else do we have? I'm going to talk a little bit of stuff that came across during the Golden Globes that happened recently. The Golden Globes is kind of like I consider it like the semifinals to the Oscars. If you win big in the Golden Globes, then most likely you are you're going to enter and be the shoo-in to win in the Oscars. But it was an interesting award show. It was hosted again by comedian Nikki Glaser, and there were some celebrities that were honoring Renee Good, the lady who was gunned down by the hands of ICE agents in Minneapolis. You also heard folks speak when they had the opportunity to, share some politics during the award shows. And we're going to talk about that as well. Also, Home Alone star charged with a very serious crime. Can you guess which star it is? Well, while you guys guess it, I'll hold that thought and then we'll share it later on the show. And if we have some time too, I also want to share with you pastor who has always been a controversial pastor, recently went viral for roasting Donald J. Trump. So we're going to talk about that and more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So as always, my friends, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to chime into yet another great conversation. For those who are watching us on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. I truly appreciate it. Our goal is to continue to just grow. That's just when everybody says, hey, what's the goal, Arrington? To grow. And we all should have that goal to grow. It can be growing in, we want to grow in life. We want to grow our health, right? We want to grow if you're in a marriage, you want to grow your marriage. You want to grow your relationships. You want to grow your business. There's so much stuff to grow in life, right? Excuse me. And so, but on our YouTube show, we would like to grow our YouTube show, and we do. We see growth each and every day. We continue to grow in subscribers as well as viewership numbers, so we truly appreciate it. That is just one avenue where you can watch the Arrington Gavin Show if you prefer to, more visual aesthetic. But if you just want to listen to us on the go, you can do so by listening to us wherever you get your podcasts. We're available on all major podcast platforms like iHeartRadio, Spotify, as well as Apple, just to name a few. You can also listen to us on the radio airways. Shout out to our affiliates, WBOK 12:30 a.m. out in New Orleans. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin show on their station weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. And then you can head over to the Metro Atlanta area to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin show at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on their station. And then, of course, on our platforms, as I mentioned earlier, YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts, we drop new episodes Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alrighty, my friends. So look, before we move forward, I wanted to shout out let me see, what is this young lady's name? Lynn Jones. Miss Lynn Jones recently had made some she went viral. She works for the Jacksonville Free Press, and because as you know, we're in the playoff season here in the NFL, and the Jacksonville Jaguars had a tough loss against the Buffalo Bills. And so the reporter, Miss Lynn Jones, who has been a sports reporter for decades, really she consoles the head coach, Liam Cohen, who is well respected by a lot of folks and was well respected when he was first hired as the head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is his first season. I think this is his first season as a head coach. And so she was the message that she shared was almost like a mothering type message. So let me first share with you all the message. And the reason why I bring this up is because she was receiving some backlash for the way she, was like consoling the gentleman. So it's interesting, but here, let me share this to you.
Tell you congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank
You
you.
hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank
You
you.
did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
So you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
And
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you,
You
ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season,
I
okay?
appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, if y'all heard what I just heard, I heard a very sweet lady said, hey, look, keep your head up, especially being that she works in Jacksonville. Their home team is the Jacksonville Jaguars. She said, look, you had a hard-fought game. Keep your head up. I mean, come on. And why is that? I don't know. I'm struggling here with this record. Why is that causing so much backlash, you ask? And she has been receiving some heat. So let me go ahead and read this article real quick, and then I'll share you her response, which was a very, very just like, you got to snap your fingers after her response. So as you heard, this journalist was drawing mixed reviews for her comments to the Jacksonville head coach Liam Cohen following a team loss to the Buffalo Bills. Again, I want to repeat what she said. She said, I just want to tell you congratulations on your success, young man. You hold your head up. All right. You guys had a most magnificent season. She continued to say, you keep it going. We got another season. Okay. Take care and much continued success to you and your entire team. I mean, and you can see the humbleness and just, honestly, like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now, by the way, Miss Lynn Jones is the associate editor of the Jacksonville Free Press. Okay. So she's not no rookie, sports journalist. Excuse me. Now, her remarks were praised as uplifting for the coach and team, which lost in the wild card playoffs 27-24. Again, by 3 points, they lost. Their season's over now after finishing the regular season with a 13-14 record and inappropriate by social media users and journalists. Very nice exchange, said Mr. Ian Begley, who covers the Knicks for SNY TV, wrote on X, wouldn't call it an exchange between a reporter and the coach, though uplifting the head coach after a loss is not part of a sports reporter's job. Now, they're right in that aspect because, and I'm no journalist, but just I have a lot of friends that are journalists, and those always say, you have to keep a very neutral, bipartisan relationship amongst the interviewee and the interviewer. All right. And you can't show any signs of, I don't know, maybe favoritism or like, oh, because they look at it as like being, you're giving inaccurate reporting because you're showing so much favoritism. No, I don't think so. Because here's the thing. She asked her, asked questions, he responded, and then at the end she just said, hey, look, keep your head up. Like, why is having a respectful relationship amongst, again, the public and the press, why is that an issue? Why is that an issue? We see it all the time in the press room at the White House press room. We see it all the time. Now, as much as we don't like the fact that majority of the media and the reporters in the press room are, those that show a lot of favoritism to the administration and to Trump, and like to kiss butt to him, hey, I can't say that. Well, it's not right that they just can. So hey, they like the guy. They're gonna ask him questions, but they're gonna make him look good. Now, in this case, she did not make him look good or bad. She just said, hey, look, hold your head up. Your season's over. Hold your head up. You had much success to your entire team. She is reporting for Jacksonville. She wants to see Jacksonville win. She's probably speaking as a fan of Jacksonville. All right. Another person said, Mr. Brandon Warren commented saying, this is not awesome. This is called being a cheerleader. Reporters should be a PR if they want to carry on like this. Okay. Then the associate press, Mark Long, nothing awesome about fake media doing stuff like that. Excuse me. It should be embarrassing for the people who credentialed her and her organization, and it's a waste of time for those of us actually working. Let's see. Still said Jones' comments were described as wholesome and welcomed by some, giving the disappointing nature of the Jags' loss. Let me read you some more. This healed me, and I'm not even a Jags fan, one social media user wrote, while another added, that's the kind of moment sports are made of. Now that I don't think that was spoken from a reporter, maybe just somebody just from the outside looking at, from the public. Sports commentator Pat McAfee also weighed in on the controversial movie. He said, love seeing these sports journalists getting absolutely buried for being for being bums. Okay, it's a word he used, but I'm not sure how with that. Bums, obviously not all of them, but a large percent of these things hate sports. They hate what sports are for people. In parentheses, put happiness. They hate what sports are for society, and he put in parentheses unifier. They're political journalists by nature who preyed on sports because they saw it as an easier path to make it. As for Jones, I'll respond. I'll share her response right now. Give me 1 second as I.
So, Lynn, I do want to bring out, because this also has a lot of mixed emotions and how people are responding to this. Yes. So Adam Schefter wrote, this is an awesome post-game exchange between a reporter and Jags head coach. But then Mark Long, who's an AP reporter, kind of went in on this. Yes. And he said nothing awesome about this, called you fake media, said that you shouldn't even have been up there asking those kind of questions. So when you heard that, how did that make you feel?
I really
I don't take no offense to it. Listen, I've been in this business more than 25 years. I've interviewed from Barack Obama to Terry Bradshaw to what's my guy named Tiger Woods. So he can say whatever he wants about fake news. I am a member of the Black Press, NNPA.
So Lynn,
National Newspaper Association that's been around more than 100 years. I'm the associate editor of the Jacksonville Free Press, one of the more than 230 African-American newspapers still printing in this country today. In Jacksonville, you have the Florida Star since 1955. We've been around since 1986. In Philadelphia, the Philly Tribune has been printing since 1884. In my hometown of Detroit, the Michigan Chronicle has been printing since 1935. So support the Black Press. So you can call me fake all you want to, honey. I've been doing this a long time.
Let me tell you something.
People know me. Yes, sir.
My cousin Lance, they're big Packers fans. They came down last year.
Oh, not me. The National Newspaper Association.
So you heard Miss Jones won't having it, okay? She was not having it. She was like, okay, come at me if you want to, but I'm gonna continue to be me. With sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. She's like, you can talk about me all you want to, but I'm just giving you my credentials. She's like saying, long story short, I belong in the world of journalism and sports journalism, okay? She said, you can come at me all you want to, but she's going to keep on doing what she's doing because she's done it for over 25 years. I want to salute Miss Lynn Jones because at the end of the day, it's about, again, unifying. See, and I'm pretty not shocked, but, for those that, are criticizing her, exchange or her conversation between a coach and a reporter. If you haven't recalled, there's a lot of people, there's coaches that give respect to reporters and say, hey, look, you ask good questions, thank you to that. They have a relationship. Okay. Muhammad Ali had a relationship with, oh my gosh, was it Walter? Hold on. Oh man. What was his Howard Cosell. Howard Cosell was a known sports journalist, broadcaster, and author. Guess what? Him and Muhammad Ali had a very, very, very great relationship. Okay. That wasn't all acting. That was actually, they had a real, relationship. A lot of folks do. So again, to criticize Miss Lynn Jones basically gave y'all the finger and said, hey, y'all kiss it with a, you know where. So I just wanted to commend Miss Jones and talk a little about her in the beginning of the show. But look, we got to take a commercial break because I don't want to go over my time because I do on a regular. But look, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So don't go anywhere. Do not change that dial.
Just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
Jazeera Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazeeraLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new Goat Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
All right, my friends. Look, I want to, before I get going, well, not before, we're starting it right now, but I wanted to start off by talking about the recent, just some takeaways from the recent Golden Globe Awards. I think it was like the 84th, if I'm not mistaken, 84th Golden Globes. It was quite interesting. For one, there was a category that I was unfamiliar with. I don't know if this was the first time or second, but the Golden Globes used to always focus on like motion pictures, like, actors and actresses, directors, costume designers, directors, writers, all the stuff that consists in TV and film. Now they've incorporated podcasts, and I'm like, oh, so you telling me we can maybe win? We can win a Golden Globe. I want a Golden Globe. And well, it was funny because it was actually the categories were, I mean, not categories, but excuse me. And this is no a shot at the nominees, but the nominees look so cookie cutter to me. And maybe I'm biased because, hey, look, I have a podcast myself, but look, I'm a fan of them, but I just thought like, that category looked very like, I don't know, looks like it showed kind of favoritism, in my opinion. Okay, so you had Caller Daddy was nominated. The Mel Robbins podcast was nominated. Amy Poehler has a podcast was nominated, and oh my goodness, Smartless, okay, Smartless, which is hosted by Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman, and it's some other folks. I'm blanking off, but that was one of the podcasts that was it's him and it's two other actors, Sean Hayes and what's the other guy's name? What is that guy's name? Smartless. Will Arnett. There we go. And it was I'm blanking on the other nominees, but anyway, Amy Poehler ended up winning. She wins her first ever Golden Globe in the podcast category. Now, I've never checked out her podcast at all. I am a fan of her as an actress and comedic actress, because Parks and Rec is one of my favorite shows, one of my favorite comedy shows. Yeah, I want of all time. Yeah, I would say, yeah, one of my favorite ones. It's just, I mean, I love those comedy kind of sitcom, like, The Office. The Office is probably number one for me, but behind that will be, I will put Parks and Rec behind them, but not like immediately at number two, but not trying to go into that. That's a whole nother story. Ways, Amy Poehler won a Golden Globe for her podcast, and I just thought that was quite interesting. It was kind of awkward at first. I'm like, and the person that was presenting the award was Snoop Dogg. So again, go figure. But moving on to that, so you had the awards show. Shout out to Tiana Taylor. She won a Golden Globe for, I think, supporting role in a film or a product she recently did, which is dope. Tiana Taylor is a very talented, not just actress, but talented entertainer. She dances, she actually sings, and now she's a Golden Globe winner. I mean, and she had a wonderful acceptance speech. But it like all award shows, they use those platforms to shine a light on issues that are happening in our society. Like, for example, the killing of Renee Good, who was a protester that was shot by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. Okay. You had Mark Ruffalo with the pen. I believe Wanda Sykes had wore a pen that said something about Renee Good or be good. Forgive me if I'm blanking on the it was called Be Good. There we go. Be Good. and there was a few other celebs that were wearing it. So you have Bill Maher, who was attending the Golden Globe Award. Bill Maher is the host of Real Time, which is one of my favorite shows to tune into on HBO. And then also he's the host of his own podcast called Club Random. Now, Bill Maher has always had mixed reviews from folks. He's in the same boat as like a Stephen A. Smith. Bill Maher has opened saying, hey, look, I'm very liberal, but I'm not down for all of what the Democratic Party is going for. He mainly speaks against him a lot. But here's my frustration. Just with the public. All right. Say how you feel about Stephen A. Say how you feel about Bill Maher. At the end of the day, who will they vote for? Who will they continue to vote for? Like, that's what frustrates me. Y'all criticize them of being one-sided, but at the end of the day, y'all trying to win elections, and he did vote for Kamala. Likewise, Stephen A. Smith. Bill Maher does not agree with Trump politics. He basically he criticized the Trump administration on a regular. Okay, you see him going toe to toe with really everybody. He's a Democrat, but he's almost like an independent Democrat, in my opinion. I like Bill Maher. Bill Maher gets a lot of heat because he doesn't like woke. He's not for. He might not be in agreement with everything again that the liberal movements do. He's a California resident, for crying out loud. He's somebody that is a fan of Gavin Newsom. Okay, I'm just saying it. Just I'm trying to again understand why people criticize these folks, because Stephen A. Smith is a whole nother story. I'll talk about that on another show. But I'm focusing right now on Bill Maher. Now, I'm gonna play you a clip here of Bill Maher on the red carpet at the Golden Globe. He was seen with a very young lady. Yeah, so his type. young. But let me play this soundbite, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
Ruffalo and some Wanda Sykes also wearing a Be Good pin for Renee Good, obviously, and trying to use this platform for activism. Do you feel that's effective or no?
Oh, come on. We're just here for show business today. It was a terrible thing that happened, and it shouldn't have happened. And if they didn't act like such thugs, it wouldn't have had to happen. But I don't need to wear a pin about it.
Mark Ruffalo and some other.
Now, people are not a fan of that response because, and it sounds very like it's basically, he could have just said no comment, but hey, he did respond. He said, look, it was something that shouldn't have happened, but he said, if you act like thugs, that's what the response is. And then on top of that, they said, I don't need to wear a pin about that. Like, Bill Maher's always been that kind of like not giving an F kind of, mentality. So to him, he's like, I'm not going to wear a pin. And look, that's very on brand for Bill Maher. So do I disagree with what he said? I'm a disagree on calling the protesters thugs. Okay, I think that's just a strong, to me, rioters are thugs. People that damage, private property, or just, those that were stepping on cop cars. To me, those are thugs. Renee Good was not a thug. She had protested. She was peacefully doing so. Now, should she have driven off when cops were trying to? Let me reframe that, because they were not cops; they were ICE agents, so we don't know what they were. While they were opening the door, she did not comply. She left. Now the question is, did she really have the right to leave, or should she have complied with the ICE agents? Okay, that's just the question that to always put up there. But I would, calling her a thug, especially how soon it's been, I thought was very, very poor judgment and poor taste of words. The whole wearing the pin thing. I mean, again, that's for the years I've watched Bill Maher, he's never been the person, I'm gonna wear a pin in honor of the. No, he's not. He's kind of like the old grandpa that's very stubborn, that's always gonna have his beliefs. Yeah, he shows some sincerity here and there, but and which he did. He said, hey, it should not have happened. It was a sad tragedy that should not have happened. Should not have happened. Okay. And but I mean, it was kind of a kick in the face to folks that were wearing the pins. In a sense, like I can see somebody that's wearing a pin and saying, look, I'm not gonna wear that. But he's just that, like, I'm this macho, whatever, yada yada yada. That's him. That's him. But it was funny because later on in the show, a fellow actress, comedian, award-winning, one of my favorites, Miss Wanda Sykes, is also a Hampton Roads native. I think she's really from Portsmouth. She had this to say. She kind of went after, took a slight dig at Bill Maher. Let me play it for you.
Bill Maher, you give us so much, but I would love a little less. Just try less. Bill Maher, you give us so much.
Because even his face was like, oh, thank you, Wanda, I appreciate. Wait, what? A little less? And his date was like, oh my gosh, that was a jab. She took it immediately, and Bill was like, what? And he's probably gonna say something on his podcast or on his show or whatever. But I mean, let me tell you something. Wanda Sykes is a strong Democrat. I mean, she is a Democrat, blue. Okay. A little too blue for me, but she is a Democrat. And very proud of that. I mean, I've been to one of her comedy shows, and she's had hecklers. She's shared that, hey, look, I'm voting blue down the chart. And I mean, that she has the right to. So she was speaking on behalf of, and she didn't just make a jab at Bill Maher, she made a jab at Ricky Gervais. I think citing that he took a jab at the trans community. So she said if he wins and he's not here, I'm gonna accept this award on him, and I'm gonna thank the trans community for this award. And she did, and she took a jab excuse me, at Maher and at Gervais, but Bill Maher was there in person. So again, Bill Maher has been getting heat from folks on the left, but at the end of the day, I personally think that the left needs Bill Maher. I'm sorry, but Bill Maher is the biggest asset, in my opinion, to the Democratic Party, and I'm gonna explain why. Bill Maher still has a large audience of a lot of independents voters, a lot of Republican voters, and Democrat voters. Republican voters that are not a fan of Trump, and he even has Trump Republicans that are fans of Bill Maher. The Democratic Party does not have anybody on the cable circuit or the digital circuit, in my opinion, that has numbers like them. Now, I could be wrong, but if that was like, they don't, like, Bill Maher to me is the closest to the rights excuse me, the rights, like Joe Rogan. Okay, now Joe Rogan is continuing to kind of criticize Trump, but hey, at the end of the day, who did he vote for? He endorsed Trump, for crying out loud. So I could care less what Rogan has to say. Now, as much as people continue to criticize folks like Stephen A. Smith, Bill Maher, for me, I would just let those critics to say, okay, you continue to criticize, but their numbers will benefit left-leaning. I think is benefiting left-leaning elected officials. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I think of young people. I think of folks that are not really into politics. Who are they looking at? Who are they watching the most? Okay. Hell, I have conservative friends that'll be like, oh yeah, I like Bill Maher. He seems like a reasonable. I mean, and that's the role that guys like Chris Cuomo is trying to pursue, right? And I'm cool with it as well. I mean, again, y'all, it's about having conversations. That's why I've always said I ride in the middle. I'm having conversations with everybody. Now, if you ask me, am I a fan of Trump? Hell to the no, and I will share that on the show. Y'all probably heard me speak about it before. I'm not a fan. Doesn't mean that means every Republican I just not go. No, that's silly. That's silly. Okay. So just wanted to put that out there. Let me move it on and move it on to our next thing here. So I want to continue on talking about Spencer Pratt. Spencer Pratt, who is the former reality star of the hit show The Hills, who announced that he is running for mayor of Los Angeles. Now, where I left off was LA being so blue and always, mostly having Democratic mayors. Pratt, who, he was asked about his party registration. He said, hey, it's a nonpartisan race. Now, if you Google him, and I looked at his Wikipedia page, he is a registered Republican on his Wikipedia page. Okay. He responded by saying it's nonpartisan. That's a strategy. That's a campaign strategy. Most local races, excuse me, got a tickle in my throat. Most local races are nonpartisan, but those candidates are endorsed by local city parties, because you still have local parties, even though your races are nonpartisan. You still have your local Democratic parties or your local Republican party. So best believe they will get support one way or the other, and it will all come out to see what side he leans for. Now, him being a Republican, that could hurt him in a city like Los Angeles. But if he continues to push the narrative that we have been under Democratic leadership for so long, I believe since 2001, and what have we seen done in LA? What have we seen that could benefit his campaign slogan or his campaign strategy? In addition to that, he can also use his what's the word I'm looking for? He can use his celebrity I'm trying to get it out. I can't get it out, y'all. He can use his just his celebrity resume. He can use his background being a reality star, right? He said in his speech that it's time what did he say? He said something in regards to like it's time for the lights to shine or put back on the lights here in LA. And yes, he used a notion because it's Los Angeles, Hollywood, and all that other stuff. But again, he can use his tool as being a former reality star, because there's still a lot of fans that love that show, The Hills. The Hills was a very popular reality show that was the start, was the genesis to a lot of stars from that show, right? They built their own individual brands, and now has grown. So he can use that as well. But he's also speaking from a place of frustration and anger. These recent LA fires, so many people were pissed off. So many people were frustrated. And being that we're in a period now, folks are tired. Folks want a new face of things. Okay. So that could work on his behalf as well, and it could not work against Karen Bass, who's the current mayor of Los Angeles. Says here that records obtained by Politico show that Pratt registered as an independent in July of 2008 and re-registered as a Republican in August of 2020. He voted in the 2008 general election, but did not again in the county until 2020. The records show he voted in every general election since, and voted in last November special election on the Proposition 50 redistricting campaign. Neither Pratt nor representative responded to the request for comment from the politicals. 2 hours after Politico sent Pratt a direct message on X asking for a comment on the voting records, Pratt posted about the issue on his platform. He said, "I've been in the public eye most of my life, and there isn't any dirt you can't find on me that hasn't already been aired. Seems like the only thing people don't know is my voter registration. So here you go. I registered Republican in 2020 and never changed it, and I wasn't going to change it now just to check a different box. This is a nonpartisan race. There will be a DRNR next to my name as mayor. I will not serve either party. I will work with anyone who wants to help the city. No labels necessary." So is that an open call for the no labels party? You have a no labels party, you have the forward party. Okay, there's so many ways, there's so many avenues and third party options, right? Senator Rick Scott, a Republican from Florida, is leading a congressional investigation into the Palisades fire spurred by Pratt's work after Pratt made his mayoral announcement. Scott posted on X his support, saying endorsements also came from Richard Grinnell, a Trump special envoy, right-wing influencer Benny Johnson, and both leading Republican candidates for governor, Riverside Sheriff Chad Bianca and Fox News contributor Steve Hilton. So looks like Pratt has some endorsements. So we will see. If he gets endorsement by Larry Elder, that can also help too. And I believe Hilton, I think the Fox contributor, I think Steve Hilton, I believe he's running for governor as well in Los Angeles. But let me fast forward. Let me move it on from this one because he's not the only individual that is running for president. So, running for mayor in their local city. Actor and comedian Michael Rappaport apparently has announced that he's running for mayor of New York City for 2029. It's funny because I'm like, wow, that was already, like, did Mamdani was he even mayor for a week? And so if let me read you this article here. Says here that he said he will be running for New York City mayor in 2029. A report made an announcement on New Year's Day, which was the same day Mayor Mamdani was sworn in. He also posted on Instagram an Instagram video outlining his campaign and toting the fact that he's a native New Yorker. So is everybody else. I will do my best to make a New York City affordable, but you will be getting nothing for free. Rappaport said he aims to make the city safe and he will own up to and apologize for his mistakes. He has been a highly critical individual for the new mayor, especially of his socialist ideas. He said here, "You got Zoran the moron now. Mayor Rappaport is coming." In a recent post, he compared Mamdani to infamous communist and fascist leaders such as Joseph Stalin, Benito Mussolini, and Mao Zedong. Okay. Rappaport posted a video also of Mamdani in November talking about his campaign promises, and caption, he questions how Mamdani will pay for his initiatives. Who's paying for it, he asks. Everything is free, but I need a few bucks first from my voters. And it's quite true because let me see if I can backtrack Mamdani's initiatives. I shared this, I believe, on my social media, but I don't know if I've spoken too much about it. Give me a second as I try and Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? All right, here we go. So, universal child care at $6 billion a year. Fare free buses at $800 million a year. About 200,000 new rent stabilized homes over 10 years at $100 billion over that decade, and then a pilot of 5 city-run grocery stores at $60 million a year. Now, I will say this: Mamdani continues to get criticized because he's trying to make everything free and affordable, but mostly free, and having the wealthy kind of feel the burn of that. But I look at it like this: if Mamdani would already be aware beforehand if it will put the city in the hole. You know what I mean? Like if he truly loves the city, he's not going to put them to the edge of, oh my gosh, we're going to go broke. No, this is actually a way we can give and still continue to make a ton of money for the city. You know what I mean? Like I think, again, the trust factor amongst politicians and the public, they're just like saying, oh my gosh, these promises, you do what you can to get the dub, but can you actually capitalize on those promises? We will see. But I'll tell you one thing: money is everything. Money is everything in the world of politics. So that right there will also be, something to keep an eye on. But we will see. We will see. We will see. Again, I was contemplating on even sharing this story with you because I feel as though that it's not even that true. I really don't. I feel like Rappaport is a lot of talk, no action. So when I heard that he was running for, I'm like, yeah, right, give me a break. Is this accurate? Is this true? But hey, in politics, anything is possible. Like you never know. You really just, you never know. We got some more that we're gonna share with you all, but look, let me take a quick breather here. Don't go anywhere. We have a lot more show for you here in the Arrington Gavin Show.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
All right, people, welcome back to the show. As I mentioned, I got some more for you. So that was, we gave you a former reality star saying he wants to run for office. he wants to run for to be the next mayor of LA. I also mentioned that a podcaster and comedian, Michael Rappaport, shares that he is going to be running for New York City mayor. Now, you won't believe who else wants to run for office. The former one of the rioters from the January 6th incident or insurrection. He's known as the lectern guy, files to run for office. So, and yes, I'm not making this up at all. There you go. There's a picture right there of the guy. I don't know if y'all remember the January 6th incident. So, he recently filed to run for a local office in Florida, exactly 5 years after the insurrection. Now, Adam Johnson's is his name, has run for Tampa Bay Area Manatee County Commission, is the latest example of the narrative shift around January 6th, which what they mean by that is he should be in jail, locked up, okay? Never got to service full time because, there was somebody that happened to pardon damn near all of them, over 1,500 rioters that stormed the Capitol, damaged property, threatened folks' lives, beat up law enforcement, okay? And because they did it all in the name of Trump, they got the slap on the wrist. Matter of fact, no, not even a slap on the wrist. They were freed. You hear me? Freed. It was only but one person that had common sense. One older lady that said, no, I'm not going to accept that pardon because what I did was wrong and I'm going to serve my time. I mean, it's disgusting. Johnson is among the former defendants who once expressed remorse over their involvement in the riot, but have since shifted to embracing their notary. Now, there was another gentleman, I think they call him the shaman, the one that wore like the buffalo looking horns and painted his face red, white, and blue. I think he ran for office somewhere in Arizona, unsuccessfully, of course, but he ran for office after he was pardoned. He joins a crowded race for Commission District 6 at large seat currently held by business owner Jason Burden, a Republican. Burden will not seek re-election, and Johnson is one of the 5 candidates who filed to take the seat. Now, let's see here. It says here that shows him hoisting U.S. Rep and the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's lectern went viral in the days after the 2021 Capitol attack. It also contributed to his arrest 2 days later by federal authorities who cited a photo of the documents charging him with 3 crimes stemming from the participation in the riot. Now, the deal with prosecutors, Johnson pleaded guilty, excuse me, to a charge of entering and remaining in a restricted building on grounds. The judge sentenced him to 75 days in jail and a year of probation plus fines and restitution. But he became one of, as you know, one of the 1,500 January 6th defendants pardoned by President Trump. So again, y'all, it's sickening. I don't think he will go far with his political career, but hey, it is Florida. Florida has mixed reviews. I mean, I consider Florida a very red state, and you got the who's that are running for office, which is actually a great segue to moving to this next story here. I want to share this clip with you of a Florida gubernatorial candidate, Republican gubernatorial candidate, launches this horrific attack on. Excuse me, I have something in my eye. This horrific attack on Byron Donalds, former Florida congressman. Well, I guess he's still current. I don't think he completed, but the congressman who is currently running for governor of Florida. Let me show you this share you this clip here, and it's very, very insulting. Just listen to this.
I think we're going to win this, and I don't even think it's going to be close, because I think when you have a guy like Byron Donalds who has done absolutely nothing but sell us short and sell us off, then we have a very clear choice about what vision we want for our state. Byron Donalds came here at 18 years old and managed to get himself arrested twice in the span of 3 years. He is not the person to lead us on law and order. Byron Donalds increased the felony threshold cap from 300 to 1,000 in his bill in the Florida House of Representatives. That would have allowed people like George Floyd to rob more, steal more, and get away with it. Byron Donalds, this is the same guy that went to Congress and in the past year has not introduced a single bill to codify a single one of President Trump's executive orders. No, he voted yes on every single bill to spend more money on things that we don't need on people that should not even be in our country. When we had principled conservatives like Thomas Massie step up and stand up to the reckless, wasteful debt machine that is the uniparty Republican and Democrat establishment, Byron Donalds went along with it every single way. And guess what? The biggest thing is that Byron Donalds sided with Joe Biden in the summer of 2021. He voted yes to lower the vetting requirements for these sicko Afghan refugees who came here and raped our women. And in the case of one very special individual, came here and shot 2 National Guardsmen, killing one of them on the streets of Washington, D.C. the night before Thanksgiving this year. That's Byron Donalds. I think...
You know what's funny? It kind of brings a question, which, by the way, this gentleman, his name is... what is his name? His name is James Fishback. Okay, James Fishback, who has been endorsed by Tucker Carlson. Okay, recently endorsed by Tucker Carlson. Fishback has sent out. There's a couple of posts I'm going to read from his X page. He has, first of all, Byron Donalds' name is spelled is Byron. Okay, in his post he always calls him Byron. Okay, he spaces it out and puts a hyphen in there. So Byron wants to turn Florida into a Section 8 ghetto. Then he also says he shows that let me see, Mog, I think that's what he says. Pierre Merriam-Webster is a humorous internet slang term meaning to outclass, used especially to describe one person as appearing far more attractive than another. It was originally used to praise one man as being taller, more muscular, yada yada yada. So he echoes the butchering of his name and added his not own subtitled race related dig, writing Byron wants to turn Florida into Section 8. I mean, when I tell you that this guy's a piece of work, oh man, there's my time. Jeez Louise. It's sad, but at the end of the day, you know, it's something that Black Republicans have to deal with on a regular basis. That's kind of why I'll give Byron Donalds credit, because he's very outspoken. He's proud to be Republican. He's proud to be conservative. But I know he receives heat and probably criticized behind the scenes. And I think I can say that for a lot of Black Republicans, at least in this current day and age, y'all. But it is sad that Byron has to deal with an individual that's very, very, very offensive, giving offensive comments like that. But y'all, look, I have to go. I wish I could chop it up. I'll extend it on the next one. But y'all take care. God bless. Hope you soon.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.